thought I'd do kind of a focus group. After rehabbing and rebuilding and modifying the Santa Maria and cooking on it, I absolutely love the thing. I mean, it's by far the most fun I've had cooking on any unit. It's just a great unit. I mean, it's so versatile. It's so fun. You know, you get that raw feeling. You're cooking open fire, man, and logs, and it's a really great time. And I think everybody should be able to have a Santa Maria without paying an arm and a leg, you know? Because I've been looking for years, and I don't mind, you know, getting something that I like, but I hate, you know, I'm a cheap bastard. It's just simple as that, you know. I try to justify it like, you know, is it worth this much? Would I use it that much, you know, if I pay that much coin for something? So anyway, I was talking, and my amazing wife said, why don't you build them? So I've been stewing on this for probably a good month, and I was trying to think of just how I would go about doing it. I need to step my skill set up a little bit, but all in all, and in all honesty, they're a pretty simplified grilling design, you know? I mean, you have a box, you know, the raising lift grates, they're really not that much to it. There's not a whole lot to them, you know? So I started sketching out prototypes and just kind of trying to figure out what I could actually do them for material cost, you know? Not so really concerned about my time. I don't want to do it for free, but that's not what I'm concerned about. I don't care about that stuff. So I figured there's some things that I want. You know, the Santa Maria and the Argentine grill, they're kind of one and the same, but there's just a few different things. You know, the Brasario, the V grates with the drains, just things like that. You know, I see a lot of them that don't even have fire brick, a lot of them that do have fire brick. I like the fire brick because it gives you almost like another, well, for one, it protects the steel. Two, you don't have to use 1/4-inch steel because fire brick's taking the abuse. Fire brick can be easily replaced if they need to be. They don't rust. They don't, anything, So I like the whole fire brick. I like that it retains heat. Like I showed before, you can cook pizzas on them. Just things like that. So I have an idea, but I figured I would ask to see what kind of things people would actually look for in something like that. Now, my first one is going to be just a single grate, thinking around a 36-incher. It's pretty typical when it comes to real estate. It's a nice sized grill. You still have plenty of room to cook, a good amount of meat on it. So far, my plan will be, of course, grates. I want to make my grates so you can actually just remove the inserts of them. So you could switch them out for a stainless steel. You could switch them out for planchetta. You can switch them out for the Argentine style V grates, that kind of stuff. I think that's a great thing to have. I mean, I don't want anything fixed in there, So basically they would just pop right out of the frames. You could drop the other one in. So that's definitely going to be one thing it's going to have. It's going to be fire bricked around, bottom, sides. The Brasario, I want to add one. If I could have worked it into this one without massive modifications, because that framework is already built there, there would be a one on that, because just being able to have the logs burning, preferably in the back, poke holes towards as they're coming, not to mention have that heat source towards the back of the grill as well, so that's definitely going to be something. I'm not sure how I'm going to play that out yet, but I want it. It is not just going to be a metal tub. I've decided that I definitely want it framed out. I want all square tubing. I want a full frame system. That way I can inlay everything with fire bricks. Outside we'll have steel plate, of course. Thinking an 1/8 inch, it's plenty, especially when you're using 1-inch fire brick. Door, of course. Yes, I know a lot of them don't. I think the door is great. For one, it allows great airflow when you're trying to start the grill. Two, when you're trying to work with the coals, you don't have to lift the grates out of the way. You know, if you have some meat on there, you need to move some coal around. You don't have to crank everything up just to get to the coal. You could just go right through the front. Definitely a door. But then there's a few other things that I wasn't sure. I mean, you know, like things like side shelves and, you know, maybe some things that I'm not missing. It's like if you were looking for a Santa Maria grill, what would the features you'd be looking for? Because I want it to be quality steel, which it will be, and I want it to be affordable. I mean, steel, right now the prices are a little bit higher than they normally are just because of all the shit that's going on, but the materials for a Santa Maria grill are not that much, you know, and the time and labor involved in building one is not nearly as much as building a smoker. So why in the hell are they $2,500? Why are they $3,000? Why are some of them $5,000? You know, it makes no sense to me at all. And it's like, and that puts us, that puts us backyard barbecuers, you know, just out of the thing. You know, it's like nobody wants to drop that kind of money. Well, I mean, not everybody can drop that kind of money, nor do they want to drop that kind of money on a Santa Maria grill. But I feel like everybody should at least try one once because they are a blast to cook on, you know? So I wanted to kind of do that. Plus, I enjoy the shit out of it. You know, I enjoyed restoring the beast. That was fun. I enjoyed building TRENDKILLr, my first one. I enjoyed remodeling that and rebuilding it and restoring it. It was fun, man. I enjoyed it, and it's like, why the hell not? You know, if I can get Santa Maria grills out there, maybe for, you know, a much better price than what are out there, and people can enjoy them, and I get to do something, and hey, maybe make some cash along the way, I'm perfectly fine with that. You know, I think it'd be just cool to know that somebody's cooking on something that you made. You know, I think that's badass, man. And I'm by no means a professional with, you know, I'm a jack of many things, and, you know, very few of them are mastered, but I do what I like, and I like what I do. So that's what I'm thinking. So I figured I would just do a quick one. I am going to be doing this TRENDKILLr Santa Maria thing, and I'm going to keep it small, nothing. I've been setting up work area just so I can be a little bit more organized. When I'm doing something for myself, if things don't exactly work out perfectly, you know what I mean? I'll deal with it. I'll fix it. It's not a big deal, you know? But, you know, with something like this, you know, when it's actually going into somebody else's hands, I have to, you know, tighten that up a little bit. You know, I got to rein that in a little. So I figured I would ask, what kind of features would you be looking for? I mean, the typical stuff, it's all going to be there. But, you know, like I said, when it comes to fire brick, I think that's a great thing, but maybe some people disagree. So I'm just kind of curious on, if you were in the market, price aside, if you were in the market for a Santa Maria grill, what kind of features or even designs would you be like, yes, that's the one I want to get because of that, you know? Or if you're cooking on something, or maybe you've cooked on them before and you're like, man, I wish this was kind of like this. I wish this was kind of like that. You know, like with this thing, there's not much I would change. My slam door system, it's kind of irritating sometimes, but I have an idea to where I can make that work without it being irritating. It was just too hard to implement it into something that was already built, you know? But I do have an idea on that, because I don't want to mess with hinges. I don't want to mess with latches. I don't want to mess with none of that shit. I want to be able to just open that door, do what I want, and close that door without any effort, with one hand, with whatever. So I have an idea on that. But as for everything else, I mean, are stainless steel grates super important? You know, I mean, should that even be an option? I don't think, stainless steel is not cheap, you know, but they last forever. You know, that one has the stainless steel grates in it, but I didn't do it. So, you know, expanded metal. I know I love smokers with expanded metal. I would prefer expanded metal smoking grates over any kind of grates. Grilling, different story. While I love what iron does when you grill, I hate maintaining it. And if you have a couple of different grills that you kind of rotate and use, the longer the one sits with the iron grates, the worse it gets, you know? And while they're great for searing, it doesn't make, I don't think it makes enough difference to overcome just the maintenance of them. Honestly, it is what it is, you know? I would prefer a stainless steel grate. But when it comes to smoking, I love expanded metal. Things don't fall through it. You have like it's almost like a flat griddle surface area with plenty of airflow. You know, I love it. I can throw my pizzas on it, everything, you know. It's just, I prefer expanded metal. So I guess that's just my question. It's like, what would you guys be looking for? What would people look for? You know, I do things a little bit differently sometimes, so I want to be, you know, cognizant of how everybody else does things, you know, or what everybody else is looking for. Like the Brasero, is that something people would use? You know, being able to have your logs burning in the back and taking those fresh coals as they may. I mean, I haven't really felt the need for it, while I know I would enjoy having it, but having, you know, the grill without it, I haven't been like, oh shit, this would work so much better if I had a Brasero, you know? But I think having the logs, being able to just light them, get your fire lit, just pull them in, they would almost work like, almost like a charcoal chimney, honestly. You can get them lit, you know, you have your area, you got your logs stacked, you're burning, they're going. As they burn, you just pull them forward, you pull them to wherever you want to use them. I think it's an awesome feature, you know? And a lot of the high-end brands, Sunterra, for example, they do that as well, you know. And they have there's one of their units that is super nice. It's actually one that I was looking at before I found that thing, but it's like I just couldn't get myself to do it because the price. I mean, I get it, you know. These people, you know, these things have been engineered, you know. They're built, you know, flawlessly, you know, things like that. And, you know, it's a big company that has overhead. So I get it. You have to charge some more. You know, I'm not ignorant to that fact. But does it justify it? You know, to some people it doesn't. So, and that's kind of the whole point. I think this is going to be just a fun project, you know? So it's, I don't know, it's just something I want to do. I think it'd be good. But anyway, back to the reason is, if you can comment just simply, what kind of grates would be like the best stock option? Like, what would people be looking for? Should a Brasero be just there? Or should that be something that can be, you know, added if you want it? Fire brick or an ash pan system, you know, a raised grate, ash pan. I've seen both. Just things like that. I'm just looking for your guys' opinion. I know you guys always seem to have an opinion on a lot of things, so I figured I would try to use that to my advantage, and you know, just kind of get an idea of what other people would be looking for in something like that, as opposed to just me, you know, just my point of view, which you know, sometimes is, you know, way different than other people's, just by lifestyle, time involved, the way you do things. I mean, there's a lot of variables involved in what grills people like and why they like them, you know? So, and I think a lot of people forget that when they come in and they just start bashing the hell out of grills. It's like, well, hey, you know, this has been working for, you know, Jim's been killing it on this thing for 6 months, and it's like, Tom hates this damn thing, you know? It's like, well, you know, Jim and Tom maybe do things a little bit differently, you know? So, that's kind of the thing I'm just trying to get at. I'm just kind of curious of what people will be looking for if they were to be in the market for a Santa Maria grill. So if you guys want to comment, just let me know on, you know, anything, or anything that I'm not thinking about. Maybe I missed, like, oh, hey, you know, it would be cool if one had this, you know, it'd be cool, you know, tabletop, stand, I mean, whatever. Let me hear it, man. Let's hear it. So, because I'm curious. I want to do this. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's gonna be super cool. And, you know, to say like, hey, this guy's cooking on something I built, I think it'd just be cool, man. You know, super cool. So that's it. That's all I got. Like I said, just let me know and give me your opinions. So curious to see what other people would be looking for. So, all right, guys, let's cook some shit.